Heyo everybody and welcome back to DRG. Today we're here to make enemies. And why is that? That is because I'm going to say Hoverclock and Special Powder are overrated. Yes, they are fun, and that is why they are overrated. Hoverclock makes you hover in the air, and it has differences, I believe, when you are hosting and client side. It has differences. Do I know those differences? No, I actually don't know those differences because I don't play with Hoverclock, and also I don't pay attention to Hoverclock. So, Hoverclock builds and all that I turn a blind eye to them. So, you might look at this build that I have, which is Ammo, Armor Break, Killer Focus, Hollow Points, and Stun, as a bad build for Hoverclock. Alright, that's fine. That's what I would take for Hoverclock. It's meant to single target out grunts and whatever. It's meant for a single target focus. People might take blow-through rounds on it and just, like, kill grunts just to reset their hover clock. And that's fine, alright? You just want to do that. People also use it for fall damage cancellation, and, like, that's okay? You shouldn't be taking that much fall damage as Scout, but hey, everybody takes fall damage as Scout, even when you shouldn't. And then Special Powder. Entirely overrated. 100%. It's fun. It's not going to be that useful in all missions. Yes, it gives you a reduction in fall damage because it can just cancel out all that. But again, you shouldn't be taking that much fall damage as Scout, though everybody does. And second, it can help you get into hard-to-reach places with Nitra if the Engineer on your team. If you're playing with all four classes, you know, Scout, Gunner, Driller, Engineer, it can help you do that. If you're not playing with an Engineer, then yeah, it'll definitely help you. Like, what else do you want? But you can't guarantee that there's not going to be an Engineer on your team unless you somehow kick all the Engineers on your team out. The second part is that it's not useful in all missions. There's just a lot of missions where the caves aren't open enough to have this of value. Yes, on sandblasted corridors, most missions on sandblasted corridors are going to have open-ass caves where you can, like, use the Special Powder to get halfway across the cave and then use your grapple. Most of the time, your grapple's just going to get you to the other side of the cave. Just straight up, that's just going to happen. The second thing is that there's just a lot of overclocks that are just straight up better. Like, you can give your boomstick more damage. You can give it more damage. You can give it more damage. It's pretty much all Boomstick is good for, is damage. And then there is the other thing of just, I don't use it, alright? This is, in my opinion, overrated overclocks, alright? It's my opinion. I am entitled to have my own wrong opinions if I want, and you're entitled to have your own terrible opinions. Who's worse, terrible or wrong? I think terrible's worse. So this is the build that I'm going to be taking. I might as well take my least favorite grenade as well, and that is Cryos, because I think they are... So there's a weird place that Scout grenades are in. I think they are at minimum decent, with IFGs and Pharaohs being the best grenades that you can have, and then just, like, 3 steps down the ladder, which is pretty far down the ladder, you have Cryos and Stun Sweepers. Stun Sweepers impress me to this day of how much they are worthwhile to take, because you can just toss those bad boys out there and not have a care in the world. You have 8 of them. Who cares what you use them for? And they'll always be doing, at minimum, okay. And then the Cryo Grenade is just... like, it's a panic option, and it also gets rid of stationaries, and that's it? Like, it's a okay, so you can take out a Stingtail. You have Armor Break. You're Scout. You should have Armor Break. It's somewhere in your kit. If you're taking M1000, you're guaranteed to have Armor Break. If you're taking, whatever it is, Drac, you might have Armor Break. You might be one of those ludicrous Scouts that are taking Armor Break instead of Splash or electric. Otherwise, it's just, like, it gets rid of Macteras. You take it on Mactera Swarm missions, and that's pretty much the only place that you see it used often. So, we're going to be playing a Refinery mission to show off the mobility of this build, because, you know, refinery spawns with the most open-ended caves, and if I can find one in sand-blasted corridors, we're definitely gonna be playing it. Another note, the last time I played this build, I was in VR, so if you want to go check that out, I highly recommend it. It was a time, dude. Flying around the cave and being like, what the fuck's happening? I think I had Hoverclock, I'm not too sure. I need to play VR, DRG, or VGR again, because that was fun. There's definitely a bunch of bugs with it, but I definitely need to play with it again. Anyway, I'm gonna meet you all down in the cave. So another point to be made against these overclocks is one of the points for the overclocks is they cancel out fall damage. Now, in the Abyss Bar, there is a beer called Tunnel Rats. You are playing Scout, and you drink a Tunnel Rat, you pretty much are immune to fall damage anyway. Though you can't guarantee it, and you can't take these into late join missions because they remove that for some reason. I don't know why they removed it. It's probably a bug, but they did. So it's unreliable whether you're going to get fall damage negation or not. So just a heads up there. Currently we have Red Rock Blasters, which is almost the same thing. So I have chosen a refinery mission with Shield Disrupt, and the optional objective, because of MCR, is Ice Praetorians. Kill 12 of them. And the funny thing about Ice Praetorians is the Cryonade does 250 cold temp damage. And the freeze temp of Ice Praetorians is 250 cold damage. So that means if there's any fall-off, which yes, there is some fall-off damage to the Cryonade, you won't freeze an Ice Praetorian. Why would you ever want to throw a cryo grenade at an Ice Praetorian? I don't know, but people do it all the time. Probably because they get surprised by the Ice Praetorian and they toss it on the ground and it just, like, pickles them. So in this mission, I'll be trying to use Hoverclock and Special Powder a lot more than I usually would. Because I am not Hoverclock and Special Powder focused, and I think I've been meaning to do a build with this for a while. Get out of here. You know what? That's good enough. I used Special Power. I used Hoverclock to get those weak points. 10 out of 10. Good job on that one. All right, so we have a refinery. That did not launch me that far. Holy hell. Unfortunately, we are also playing solo. And what does solo mean? That means I don't need to spend as much time getting the nitra from the walls, like figuring out how I'm going to jump into the air, Special Powder up there, and like land on the nitra. I will still try, like this one. I could do this, and then send myself a little bit further up, and then land on the nitra like that. Alright, there you go. I showed you some nitra, some ways to get onto the nitra. Am I ever going to do this again? I mean, you know, it's kind of fun. I will 100%... Oh my god, oh my god. Could you guys get out of here? I know that you love nitra, and then I'm basically setting a trap for all of you. Whenever I break some nitra and leave it on the ground, all of the loot bugs will just come my way. Hi, everybody. Okay, that's a little bit rude. Can we... Okay. Why would you fall there? Hello? Why is there a bunch of... Is this an oasis? What's going on here? I don't know. Who knows what's happening? All that I know is that you're gonna see my bad aim. Thank you, Deep Thora Hive Clusters. I want out. We also have a Curasite to deal with, because you can see that there is a... It looks a bit finicky on the ground, and there is yellow clusters that seem to look like... Oh my god. Can we not be here? Yeah, there's the Curasite. There's yellow clusters that look to be goo, and that's just a Curasite being Curasite. Hey, there's a Nidosite breeder. Hey, you want to see something that you can do while in solo with Bosco Cryo Rockets? You can do that. I think there's a leech up there as well, because I heard the noise. Oh my god. Can we... Okay, listen, little guys. I understand that you love to be leeching at this current moment, but I don't appreciate... Alright, get out of here. I'm surprised that didn't temperature shock a lot of them, but, you know, it is... Okay, just start clicking. Actually, you know what we can do? We can do this. And then fucking fall to our deaths, dude. Why is there so many Praetorians? Alright, I'm outie. Goodbye. Okay. I can't see where I'm going. We have Field Medic and Berserker. Not Berserker, Iron Will. Alright, people are gonna start realizing that I'm absolutely goated with the sauce whenever they, like, see the most basic shots in history are being made. Look at this. I missed. Hit. Let's go. Maybe this is why I don't like... Maybe this is why I don't like... What is it called? M1000, that's right. Can you kill this Praetorian now? Can we kill all the Praetorians, please, Bosco? You want to see something amazing? Look at all those things. And then temperature shocked? Yeah, we did it. We did it. And then there you go. That surprisingly worked out. What a wonderful time. That surprisingly worked out. And by worked out, I mean I want out. Hey, Bosco, can you knock that down for me? I don't have any way of dealing with swarmers, and there are swarmers on this mission, apparently. That is awful. So what am I gonna do with all these bugs? Well, there's a funny thing called I'm faster than the bugs. I am infinitely faster than the bugs. I don't need to deal with them at all. And I could just take 1 billion points of damage because of the fucking plants. Oh, I hate the plants. Alright, so where's some red sugar? I need to get some red sugar. So what is this mission going to entail? Well, this mission is going to entail a lot of being damaged by the fucking plants, dude. Kill it. Please, just kill. Kill plants. They don't need to be alive anymore. And also get a resupply. Hopefully there's no bugs on here, but there's definitely... Oh my god, there's a slasher. Get me out of here. Alright. So this is going to entail a lot of me avoiding the bugs, because I don't have enough killing power. Why don't I have enough killing power, you ask? Well, it's very simple. That's horrifying. Where is that? Oh my god. It's very simple. I don't have the necessary equipment to deal with them. What's the necessary equipment you ask? Well, I don't have cryo-minelets, I don't have IFGs, I don't have firebolts, I don't have blow-through M1, I don't have impact deflection? Yes, that's something that could be considered a AoE option. The only AoE option I have is terrible for AoE because it's boomstick. It's boomstick with super blow-through rounds. So basically, I'm going to be avoiding... Yes, this is... If I take damage, it's literally a skill issue. All right, that I have so many options to not be in reach of the bugs that I am just like I shouldn't be taking damage. I shouldn't go down on this mission. I have fucking red rock blasters, and I've already consumed so much. Get that Nyack Trawler out of here. Can we start killing the Frost Praetorians so I can get the objective? Also, can we throw wherever this... Oh, he's there. Okay, well, you know what? This should kill him, thank you. And we already got that one done. Alright, so now we are... Do we just need to build the pump jacks? Yeah, we just need to build the pump jacks. I also have a bunch of swarmers heading towards me. That's not good. So, recently, I rode in the back of a truck, of a pickup truck. So, I was surprised whenever I found out that riding in the back of a pickup truck is illegal in some places. Like, it's never been illegal in the places that I've lived in. And seeing that somebody said, oh yeah, this shit's illegal as fuck. Like, what? I never knew that. Seriously, I live in Oklahoma, and they have a exception for it specifically. Okay, just toss it. Oh, I don't have aim grenades. Wonderful. Hey, Bosco, can you start taking out the things? Also, I need a resupply. Where am I going to place the resupply? Well, that's a very clear ask, and I don't have an answer for you. There is a Nyack trawler with my name on it. In fact, I don't have a resupply yet. That's kind of funny. So, I rode in the back of a pickup truck, alright? Because it's legal in my state. Who knows why it's illegal, alright? Definitely no bodily harm has come to anybody who... Thank you, Swarmer randomly appearing. Who has rode in the back of a pickup truck. And, dude, it was... I would say a magical experience, but that's, like, overselling how it affected me, alright? I meant to reload there, I did not mean to shoot it. I still don't have enough nitra, and by enough nitra, I mean I just need to deposit it, and then we'll be fine. So, it just... The wind in my hair, the feeling of going fast, being able to stick out my hand and just, like, stick out my head into the wind was fantastic, alright? Absolutely 10 out of 10 recommend all of those feelings and all of those thoughts. Dude, I am just trying to build this pipeline. I don't know where the hell I'm going. I am just... going? Alright. Can we go down? No, we can't. Alright, so we're gonna have to figure out what the hell I'm doing here. That's a lot of bugs. And you know what I say to those bugs? I say to those bugs, I am falling. Fucking I want out. You know what? I don't want to be here anymore. Goodbye. Has Bosco killed most of the Ice Praetorians? He's killed 9 of them, because I have not touched them at all. I mean, you know, he's killed, what, 3 since I've last checked? And I'm out of... Interesting. Where am I going with this one? I'm going this way. I'm out of lights. This is a horrible mission. I am... not enjoying this mission that much, but that's probably because my only sort of entertainment that I have is talking to you all, and you all are figments of my imagination that don't actually exist, so, you know, that's great. It was also just a time that a moth came from literally nowhere. Like, we were stopped at a stoplight, or not a stoplight, we were stopped at a stop sign, sitting there for what amounts to 15 minutes, and a moth proceeded to come into... This is my last shot of whatever the hell that was, special powder. And a moth proceeded to hop right in... Have I placed down the... No, I did not. I meant to place this down. We're placing it down here. So, a moth came into the bed of the truck and landed on me, and I felt like God's protector, alright? This is my moth. I'm sheltering it from the wind. It is... I am the... I am the shepherd of this thing. Alright, that's what I truly felt. It was a great and magical time in my life. Hey, Bosco, you need to be dealing with stuff. Deal with that Frostpatorian, please. Like, I know that you have wants and feelings to do. Hey, look, a septic spreader. By the way, the moth then stayed with me for, I don't know, 20 minutes or so while I was in the back of this truck, because we were going to fix the truck. The truck had... its belt was going out, so it was squealing a lot like a stuck pig, and it needed a new bearing in it and a new belt. So we went to Harbor Freight or Home Depot, or basically the Home Depot for car supplies. I don't know what it was called at that moment. So we went there, we stuck around for a little bit. I was sitting in the bed of the truck listening to an audiobook of Brandon Sanderson's, what was it? The Isles of Emberdark. That's what I was listening to. And that's a great book so far. I've been highly enjoying it. It's a sequel, quote-unquote, to The Sixth of Dusk, which is a novella that's about a trapper, a old-school, like, hunter that... Yeah, it's about an old-school hunter coming of age, alright? Not coming of age. Coming to realize that it's the end of an era and helping the end of the era come through. That is what that is about. And the form of magic in that, because Brandon Sanderson always has some interesting forms of magic, comes in the form of birds. Yeah, you heard that right. It comes in the form of birds, which are called aviar in the setting. And the birds in question that Dusk has is one tells him like slight amount of the future. All right, it predicts his death. So say there is, if I walk onto these boards, I'll fall and die. So the presumed death would be seeing himself like at the bottom of the cliff, just splayed out, and the boards all around him, and the boards are broken. Or, like, he steps on an anthill, and the, like, bullet ants proceeds to crawl up him, and he dies an excruciating death. Yeah, that's what one of the birds shows him. And then the other one, so, in the world, the animals hunt using, like, your mind. It's not exactly your mind, but it's kind of explained in that way. And for those people in the know, they're searching for investiture. That is simply what it is. It's the form of investiture is the form of magic in the Cosmere, as Brandon Sanderson put it. So that's how they hunt. And all souls have a little bit of investiture in them. And one of the birds hides that. So, and there's a bunch of other bird abilities, though you don't get as in-depth as those two bird abilities. Which is really cool. That is a really cool system, and that's just one of the forms of magic in the Cosmere. So, the next book in the series is about exploring where they came from, because they don't entirely know where they came from, because they didn't, by all accounts, they didn't really arrive on this planet. So they need to figure out how they did it, like how they came through this place, and... Oh, there's still the fucking leech in the world. I didn't realize the leech was still alive, dude. Also, are you liking this video where I'm not attacking fucking God? Where I'm basically not attacking anything and just letting the game play itself because I'm Scout and I have so much mobility that... I have too much mobility. I want to trade this mobility for killing power, alright? This grapple is already more mobility than I can ever ask for in this game, alright? That is my problem, is I'm trading killing power for more mobility. It's like taking dash, which perks are a different story, because most perks don't fucking do anything. So if you want to take dash on Scout, you can take dash on Scout, and you're not trading that much for it. If you're trading killing power on Scout, potentially Swarm Clear, potentially whatever have you, alright? That is a bad decision. Now, I will say I made a terrible mistake in this build, and I brought a weak point, a weak point M1, and that is not something I should have done. I should have brought a wave clear M1, but I think we would still be in the same position. This is just, very simply, I think we would still be in the same position where I'm most notably ignoring bugs. The worst build on Scout still has a grappling hook. Alright, can Bosco kill that thing? I can build the... Oh, shit. I can build the pipelines. Can I really build the pipelines? No, I can't spend 5 seconds doing that. I guess I kill the bulk. You know what I really like about this? I like how there is a single Nidosite from the breeder that we killed a long time ago. Just there's a breeder here somewhere, or you know, there's a Nidosite somewhere. Where is it? I don't see it anymore. All right, we can kill the bulk detonator now. Horrifying. I don't want to be there. Goodbye. Look, this is a great build for ignoring bugs, alright? I will say that all in all. Though, it's mostly special powder, because Overclock, at the moment, isn't doing too much. Yes, it has avoided some fall damage. Would I have gone down to that fall damage? I don't fucking know. Do you think I understand what's happening in this mission? No, I have no idea. So my question to you all is, when's the last time you rode in... Okay, what's the last time that you rode in the back of a pickup truck? And if not, have you rode in the back of a trailer, like a hay bale trailer? Because that's something that I've also rode in the back of. I just clicked twice because I'm a freaking idiot. But I've also rode in the back of a hay bale trailer, and that was... I get it's like for kids or whatever. I still had fun, alright? That's a lot of it. Who cares if it's for kids, alright? People who like My Little Pony, they have fun with it, right? They're still fucking weird. I don't like them. Like, why the fuck are you watching My Little Pony and making it? There's a subsection of culture called bronies. All right, at that point, I think you need to put up your fedora and said, "Call it quits, dude." Just take another, like, take a fucking another thing. Be a furry, like, fucking other freaks. Am I sorry for this slander? Oh, absolutely not. You guys know what you are on about, all right? And do I know what you're on about? Fuck no, I'm not into that. I'm not a brony. I'm not a furry. I just know they fucking exist. All right. I still say swarmers should have a speed nerf. They can attack me more times than I can run away. Like, I am full sprinting, jumping this way, and it is still being able to hit me. That is fucking wild. Alright? I don't agree with that. Am I just complaining to complain about swarmers because swarmers are my least favorite enemy in this game? Oh, absolutely, I will 100% of the time complain about swarmers 100% of the time. So, you may have noticed that the sounds of my keyboard might have gotten louder in the past few videos, and then all of a sudden they might have gotten more muffled. That is because I used to have a stack of books on my desk, and recently we built a bookshelf. So we built a bookshelf, and I moved the stack of books, which were the Monster of the Week books. There is like the codex, the worlds or whatever, my worlds or whatever, and the actual player's handbook for Monster of the Week. Those three were sitting on my desk right next to my keyboard, in between the keyboard and the microphone. And now there is a fucking stalker? Excuse the hell out of me? Where's that stalker? Now I need to, like, now I need to focus up and look around for that fucking stalker. I know where he is. I can hear him. I'm going to get hit by him. He is going to hit me. Somehow, some way. Where is he? You know what? Everybody, take a chill pill. That warden, get out of here. Is that warden still alive? I don't see him. Oh my god. So, how did I rectify this? By, you know, I obviously threw more books on my desk as soon as I got the thing done. No, that's not what I did at all. What I did was I put a towel on my desk and folded it up nice and neat. So, now there is a towel on my desk, sitting there in between. That thing went visible? Can we... Is it freezable? Well, okay, you know what? It doesn't have that high of a that freeze temperature, because that definitely would have been struck by damage fall-off. So now there's a red towel on my desk, and hopefully the sounds are a little bit muted. Can we toss a... Okay, this is a bit fucking much. I need a resupply, don't I? No? Okay, well, I definitely need a resupply for 8. Why is there a slasher there? Okay, so you wanna know why bugs are wandering around not attacking me? That is because I've reached the 32 bug limit. There can only be 32 bugs attacking you at once. Like, locked onto you, wanting to kill you at once. That's why, some of the time, the swarmers are just wandering about. Because the game will spawn way more fucking swarmers that can ever be targeting you at any time, alright? I don't know what takes priority in this, or what, like, if a slasher guarantees can, if a slasher guarantee can lock onto you, or is stalker, specifically a stalker, can lock onto you, and it, like, knocks off a grunt. I have no idea, alright? I don't know how that system works. All that I know is that 32 bugs can be attached to you at one time, and I don't know if a swarmer can... fills up one of those segments as well. It probably, honestly, it probably does, because DRG just seems like that. Most people probably didn't even know that there was a 32 bug limit on dwarf targeting, because most people play in, you know, not solo, where they don't kill any fucking bugs. Because it's not like I've been killing bugs, because there's not really a reason to kill bugs whenever I could just wander around and avoid them. Alright, now we're going to be using... Look at this. Oh, I don't need to use Overclock. Look at that. I didn't even need to use Overclock. I landed perfectly. Overclock gaming. Let's go. I hate Overclock. I hate both of these Overclocks. What'll I say? Could I have won with a normal N1 build and a normal special powder build? Or a normal boomstick build? Oh, 100%. I would have taken cryognates. I would have taken something reasonable. But hey, you wanna know something? We are now already at the drop pod. Look at that shit. Isn't that fun? And then just gently lower myself down. There you go. Alright, wonderful. And that's the video. Basically, no combat. And by no combat, I mean avoiding combat at all costs. Because I'm not great at it. So anyway, you guys have a wonderful night. We killed 100 bugs. I think that is the lowest that that kill count has ever been for a Hazard 5 2 swarms solo in my videos.